Welcome to SVG-TV News for Thursday, September 19th, 2024. I'm Rochelle Batiste with the details. Close to $1 million EC has been injected into the National Food Security Program by the Zero Hunger Trust Fund in collaboration with the SVG Farmer Support Company to address food and nutrition security in St. Vincent and the Grenadines following Hurricane Beryl. Speaking at the launch, Chief Executive Officer of the Zero Hunger Trust Fund, Sophia Horn De Beek, expressed their commitment to working with all sectors to ramp up food production.
We will prioritize the establishment of backyard gardens, school gardens, community gardens, and these efforts will not only provide immediate access to fresh fruits and vegetables and produce, but will also serve as an educational platform where we can nurture the understanding of sustainable farming practices. Backyard gardens will encourage farmers to utilize available land, reuse discarded household items, be innovative, and within their home, grow fresh vegetables for their own consumption. To support this, we will provide seeds, tools, and resources, as well as training led by local agricultural experts to schools and our communities.
Minister of Agriculture Subota Caesar welcomed the project, believing it will enhance his ministry's production efforts in the aftermath of Hurricane Beryl.
And I want to endorse the point raised by the Minister of Finance that the inflation, the high cost of the food that we are facing, a lot of it is imported. That's why when I met with the Zero Hunger Trust Fund, and I must say publicly, your establishment here and your setup is excellent. Thank you very much. So, after putting the whole thing together, you know, every little brother, you need a big brother. And our big brother, government and people of Taiwan, thank you very much.
In addition to the Ministry of Agriculture, the Ministries of Tourism and National Mobilization will also benefit. Minister of National Mobilization, Kiesel Peters, stated that her ministry will ensure vulnerable groups benefit from the Zero Hunger Trust Fund project.
Under this food security project, the Ministry of National Mobilization will work with the Ministry of Agriculture to identify vulnerable homes across the length and breadth of St. Vincent and the Grenadines affected by Hurricane Beryl. This food security drive is one of many initiatives by this administration to address food security issues. Just earlier this year, the Ministry of National Mobilization launched its We Can project in April. And We Can, being the shortened version of wholesome empowerment for citizens while advancing the nation, currently has 116 active participants employed on the project. To date, we have sold 859 pounds of lettuce, over 179 pounds of cucumber, and 328 pounds of sweet pepper.
Meanwhile, Cabinet has approved $150,000 EC to purchase seeds from OSV aimed at increasing food production across St. Vincent and the Grenadines. This announcement was made today by Minister of Agriculture Subota Caesar at the launch of the Zero Hunger Trust Fund National Food Security Drive. Minister Caesar stated that everyone will be involved, including schools, churches, and community-based organizations, with the goal of encouraging backyard gardening. He also noted that more than 7,000 homes have already been enlisted to benefit from seed distributions, including those in the northern and southern Grenadines.
North Windward, we're going to work with 500 homes. North Central Windward 500, South Central Windward 500, South Windward 500, East St. George 700, Mariaqua 400, West St. George 500, East Kingston, West Kingston, and Central Kingston 350 each to begin. South Leeward Central Leeward, North Leeward, 500 each, and the Northern and Southern Grenadines, we're going to start with 400 each.
The aim of the seed distribution initiative is to ensure there's enough food on the local market in time for Christmas.
We don't want to only give out seeds, we want to give out seedlings so that you can get a start. I was advised that it may take a week and a half for us to get the seedlings if we get the seeds today. And the Minister of Finance is here. And we are going to create production bases on every single agriculture station in St. Vincent and the Grenadines by Monday. And it takes 80 days from sowing to maturity. So you see why I have to move with pace. Because I have 100 days. It's taken me a week and a half, let me say 2 weeks to get the seedlings and get the trays. And after that, it's a push to Christmas.
Ambassador of the Republic of China on Taiwan to SVG, Her Excellency Fiona Fan, has committed to further assisting the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines with its food security projects. Speaking at the launch of the Zero Hunger Trust Fund project today, Ambassador Fan stated that in addition to the many technical supports offered to SVG, more agricultural specialists from Taiwan will be arriving soon.
As part of the National Food Security Drive, we are privileged to welcome 2 esteemed agricultural specialists to join us next week from Taiwan. Their expertise will be invaluable in training and mentoring you on seedling production, high-value crop cultivation, including grape tomatoes, watermelon, papaya, and vegetables. We have an experiment on harvest grape tomatoes here. For those who have tastes, raise your hand. They thought that that's the sweetest and juiciest cherry tomatoes that they have ever tasted. And we are going to grow here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
The ambassador emphasized that utilizing the latest technology in agriculture will significantly enhance SVG's food security efforts.
Specially designed to engage the youth of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. This initiative will introduce young farmers to advanced smart agriculture techniques, including IoT solutions, plant factories, greenhouses, and vertical cultivation, etc. You may know that Taiwan is a powerhouse of technology. We ensure that you have the access to the latest technology, agriculture technologies. And you will fully participate in the digital ages. We are committed to empower you to increase productivity, enhance sustainability, and create valuable, viable livelihoods in agriculture.
The Taiwanese government has been offering agriculture support to SVG for more than a decade. In other local news now, we hear that the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force has reaffirmed its unwavering commitment to combating drug trafficking and safeguarding the nation's borders. In a significant operation on Monday, the SVG Coast Guard arrested 3 St. Lucian nationals at sea while they were in possession of 20 kilos of cocaine, marking another victory in the ongoing fight against narcotics. The individuals identify as Dalton Degree John, 32, a fisherman from Castries, Moses Legard Barber, 50, a steel bender from Viewfort, and Ezra Will Henry, 49, self-employed from Castries, were apprehended following a coordinated effort between the SVG Coast Guard and the Rapid Response Unit RRU. They've been charged with conspiracy possession of controlled drugs and drug trafficking. The accused appeared before the Serious Offences Court on Wednesday, September 18, 2024, where they pleaded not guilty. The case has been adjourned to October 17, 2024, and the defendants have been remanded into custody at His Majesty's prison pending trial. In another drug bust acting on intelligence, the Rapid Response Unit of the RSVG Police Force conducted a search in the Hamilton area of Beckway, where officers discovered 3 additional kilograms of cocaine hidden in a buried bucket. The total amount of cocaine seized in these operations is 22,243 grams, with an estimated street value of 460,000 Eastern Caribbean dollars. The RSVG Police Force emphasized that this series of drug busts sends a clear message. It remains relentless in its pursuit of those who seek to undermine the nation's security through illegal drug activities. The RSVG Police Force urges the public to report any suspicious activities and reassures the nation that no effort will be spared in bringing those responsible for drug-related crimes to justice. And in the 72 hours outlook, the SVG Med Services said unstable conditions emanating from a low-pressure system in the central Atlantic, remnants of Gordon lingered across the islands, and that for the remainder of today, mostly fair and warm conditions across SVG could be interrupted by isolated showers and thunderstorms activity due to a light wind regime coupled with a daytime heating. The forecast further noted that dry mid-upper levels over the weekend will result in sparse, brief showers, but the possibility of isolated thunderstorms exists as an upper-level trough meanders close to the island chain. Winds will gradually increase in speed over the weekend, blowing generally from the east-southeast at 10 miles per hour to 19 miles per hour. Seas are forecast to be smooth to moderate in open waters, with swells ranging between 0.5 to 1.0 meter on the western coast and 1.0 meter to 2.0 meters on the eastern coast. The Met Services said there will be no significant haze intrusion within this forecast period. We heard that the Carnival Development Corporation, the CDC, hosted the prize-giving ceremony for the winners of Vincy Mas 2024, which ran from June 28 to July 9th. Addressing the ceremony at Victoria Park, CDC Chairman Ricardo Adams noted that like St. Vincent and Grenadines, Vincy Mas has gone through a challenging period in recent years, marked by cancellations due to the COVID-19 pandemic and the explosive eruption of La Soufrière volcano. This year, Vincy Mas was further impacted by Hurricane Beryl, which caused significant damage to over 90% of homes in the southern Grenadines, leading to a scaling back of some carnival activities. Adams emphasized that had it not been for the demonstrated resilience, strength, and commitment to the culture of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and its people, Vincy Mas 2024 would not have taken place.
So I want to begin by asking you to give a round of applause to all of the components who came out and said, you know what, we are battered, we are bruised, but we are not beaten. And we can continue to show the world and show the visitors who have come to St. Vincent and the Grenadines to experience Vincy Mas that we are not going to adopt a posture of prayerful supplication, hoping for someone to come and rescue us, but that we are going to rise and show that we will come out of this even stronger as a nation, as a people, and as a culture. So I think we ought to be very proud of the fact that we were able, with some of the challenges that we faced and some of the adjustments that we had to do, we were able to deliver on what I think turned out to be a wonderful Vincy Mas 2024.
Congratulating the winners of Vincy Mas 2024 and others who are promoting Vincentian culture internationally, including Gamal Skinny Fabulous Doyle, who won 4 awards at the recent Caribbean Music Awards.
And I want to almost quote from Skinny Fabulous: do not let the smallness of our geography define the size of our dreams. And so let us continue as a nation to use culture as a powerful tool for not only expressing ourselves, but driving our tourism product in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
The CDC chairman thanked the National Lotteries Authority for its continued support of the Vincy Mas product and for providing this year's prize money and trophies. Adams also expressed gratitude to the government for implementing a 30% increase in prize money across the board for the winners of the various CDC-hosted competitions for Vincy Mas 2024. During the ceremony, Adams announced that Ashford Wood, the Chief Executive Officer of the CDC, is retiring from his position.
He has been the only CEO of the Carnival Development Corporation since its inception, and he has taken us a long way from whence we came to where we are now, and we certainly want to wish him well in his post-CDC endeavors, and we're sure that as an avid follower of Calypso and as an avid supporter of culture, he will always be with us in the Victoria Park. Thank you very much, Ashford, for your service. For those of you who have interacted over the past 9 or so years with Bianca and Atia in the accounts division, they have also moved on, and we wish them well. So look out in the next few days for advertisements for persons who are interested in filling positions such as the CEO and accountant and accounts clerks at the CDC.
And Chairman of the NLA, Murray Bullock, thanked the various components of Vincy Mas for their efforts in preserving the Vincentian culture under challenging circumstances, noting that they have provided approximately $2.5 million in cash and kind to support the CDC over the past few years.
The offices are rent-free, as I may have mentioned before. They pay no electricity, and they do not pay for the park whenever it's carnival season. So it amounts to much more than that. And we are happy that we are in a position to make that contribution. And we are hoping that we will be able to even increase our contribution, because as Mr. Denny mentioned, the increase in prize money, in addition to that, we were called upon to liquidate current CDC accounts payables that to the tune of almost $400,000. Prize money this year is in the region of a couple cents on $1 million. So it is all, we are quite happy that we are in a position to do what we are called upon to do.
Minister of Tourism and Culture, Carlos James, emphasized that over the years there have been many challenges in developing the Vincy Mas product. He noted that while they had expected Vincy Mas 2024 to be a very successful year with a record number of visitors to the shores of SVG, the island's premier cultural festival was once again affected by a Category 4 hurricane. Minister James pointed out the significant impact of Vincy Mas on the local economy and expressed gratitude to all stakeholders and others who came together to make Vincy Mas 2024 possible.
And when you looked at all of the hotel rooms, the advanced bookings, by the end of May, we had hotel rooms at 95 and 98% capacity. It showed you that there exists an ecosystem that benefits tremendously from this festival. And Vincy Mas is not just an avenue for us to be festive, but really the commercial component in the creative economy of what makes Vincy Mas unique is the ability for us to put the resources and the revenue in the hands of the stakeholders involved in the sector. And we had that decision to make in balancing that against the concerns of persons who were adversely affected from the Category 4 hurricane in the southern Grenadines and on mainland, and in some cases even in my own constituency in North Leeward. We had to make that decision.
James assured the stakeholders of Vincy Mas that despite the challenging times in recent years, as Minister of Culture, he will continue to provide support to further develop and enhance the country's festivals, not just Vincy Mas. He also took the opportunity to report on the country's tourism numbers.
I'm happy to share with you that our tourism numbers continue to look very positive. And even despite the challenges we've had this year with the Category 4 hurricane, in the first half of this year, taking into account our year-on-year numbers, we are up.
And Miss SVG 2024 is set to receive a major boost with a new host. The Beauty Shows Committee of the Carnival Development Corporation, the CDC, announced today that American actress and social media influencer Kadeen Ellis will co-host the pageant scheduled for October 5th at Victoria Park. In a news release dated today, Thursday, September 19, 2024, the committee stated that Ellis will be joined by Khalil Kato as host of the much-anticipated event, which will showcase the beauty, intelligence, and talent of 6 contestants from communities across St. Vincent and the Grenadines as they vie for the prestigious title of Miss SVG 2024. The release noted that Ellis, who has Vincentian roots through her father, originally from Richland Park, brings a wealth of experience in hosting high-profile events internationally. Ellis, a former pageant competitor who won the Miss American Preteen title in New York, expressed her enthusiasm for hosting the Miss SVG pageant and for enhancing the visibility of St. Vincent and the Grenadines in collaboration with the SVG Tourism Authority. Avia Charles, chairperson of the Beauty Shows Committee, was quoted as saying that there is no doubt Kadeen will add value to this year's pageant experience, creating an exceptional evening filled with elegance and national pride. Contestant number 3 in this year's Miss SVG pageant is from Union Island. Despite being affected by Hurricane Beryl, 19-year-old Kiwana Haksha, a budding civil engineer, tells SVG-TV News that she, along with the other 6 young ladies, is ready for the pageant on October 5th. Haksha acknowledged that she was forced to take some time off to address challenges stemming from the hurricane.
The pageant is like a 24/7 thing you have to be ready for. After hearing about Hurricane Beryl and what it's done to the Grenadines, I took a little break and ran down immediately because my family, I didn't hear from them, so I had to run down to meet them, and I wasn't in the right frame of mind at the moment for pageants. That's why I took the little break. But I'm back on track now, so it's all about pageantry. So I'm fully prepared for the show. Being in pageants for a good while now, I've always missed something for the show. So this time, my bag is already packed, so I won't miss anything for the pageant. So I'm fully prepared. I am mentally prepared as well because I have nothing else to worry about other than the Miss SVG pageant, to execute it perfectly.
In her Get Cool community service project, Haksha focused her efforts on sports, targeting fellow Unionites who were in shelters on mainland St. Vincent. She deemed the project a success.
One's mind was on Hurricane Beryl, so sports was like a distraction for them. The key takeaway that I had would have been I got to learn more about my community members, as well as we were introduced to karate. We were never introduced to karate on the Grenadines, so it was something new for them and me as well, because we learned a little bit more about sports karate and traditional karate. So I would say my project was a success because my goal was reached and everyone's spirits was lifted through sports.
Aksha expressed that she feels somewhat disadvantaged due to the many challenges she faces, although she has participated in pageants before. She noted that the exposure from entering the Miss SVG pageant is different from her previous experiences in other pageants.
This year, I've learned how to do my makeup, as well as I've learned more about St. Vincent. More of my knowledge has been based on the Grenadines, not only the Northern Grenadines, but the Southern Grenadines, as well as Grenada, because I did a pageant in Grenada. The Miss SVG pageant has opened up my eyes to many new things that I've never seen or thought that St. Vincent has. So St. Vincent has its beauty that only at night you can see. So the Miss SVG pageant being at night, mostly for all of the events, I also got to experience St. Vincent at night. So.